Before I begin, I want to thank Awesome for his tremendous job leading the Alumni Board over the last 2 years. He has launched really effective major initiatives with the National Alumni Council and, of course, the app that he was talking to you about. And those things will benefit the school greatly in years to come, and he has been just a great presence on the Alumni Board. So if we can all give him a round of applause. Like Awesome did, I also want to acknowledge the seniors for coming. They've made a huge effort after their first day after exams to be here, and they're in the throes of the college process, and they come to support the school. And they are beginning to form the important alumni relationship with their school that can most clearly be defined as the most important pieces showing up in the county. If you've been around the campus or on the website recently, you might see a few things that look a little different at Columbus Academy. Our fields, they're now turf in our woods. We have now a learning center and ropes courses. And in the way that we talk about ourselves on the website. There's signs that the school is in a dynamic marketplace, one that expects top-tier institutions to continue to innovate and improve upon the basic model that we have. The model, as you know, is a really good one. This fall, Columbus Academy was voted the top private school in Columbus by CEO Magazine. Our students went on to places like Caltech, Miami, Ohio, Cornell, Lafayette, Virginia, Columbia, Carnegie Mellon, Stetson, and DePaul for tennis, football, baseball, field hockey, track, and soccer as recruited athletes. And we have been invited to participate with other top independent schools across the country in Global Online Academy, all signs that this is an excellent place. But there are other signs of excellence too, and they lie in the daily life of the school. When retired English teacher Kevin Moore held a memorial event for Pulitzer Prize-winning author Gregory Whitesmith, the class of 1969, the tributes to Greg were almost poetic. Classmates got up and they talked about the intellect, the sensitivity, and the brilliance of a boyhood classmate with incredible reverence and poignancy. It became clear that the power of an academy education was captured in the quality that these students had in relationships with their teachers. The power of academy is also captured in what the school expects of its students daily, not just in performance, but in attitude and affect. There we go, that's it. That's a showstopper. One of the most enduring examples of asking students to publicly claim their space in the school is through the junior speech. Many of you in this room, no doubt, remember the nervousness of preparing a speech, of being taught the appropriate skills and tricks of public speaking, and finally, of speaking to the entire upper school. Bob Kirk of the class of 1967 has been working with many students over 18 years, helping them find their voice in the school and in themselves. And he works with them in what we might call one of the most sound and compelling academy traditions. It is, in fact, the one thing that I can think of that every student has been through, every graduate. Because the speech is alive and well, and because it is so time-honored for so many of you in this room, I thought it might be good for us to hear one today. Jack Mills gave his junior speech the last day before Thanksgiving break, and his message is one that is particularly appropriate for the generations that sit among us, the occasions that brought us all together this time of year. Jack has a brother, Harry, in the 8th grade. He has a brother, Robert, in the 6th grade, and he lives in Powell. Please give your attention to Jack.
Thanksgiving is a good time time of year to remind us to be grateful for what we have. But should it be the only time that we display our appreciation? From a young age, I began to think about what I was thankful for. In fact, I think we all did something to celebrate the spirit of Thanksgiving in our elementary school classes. I can always remember writing down what I was thankful for on a turkey or a pumpkin or a pilgrim. And when I was in the second grade, I recall that I was particularly thankful for the internet. I didn't want to put down that I was thankful for the internet itself, but instead its inventor. So I asked my teacher who invented the internet. That year, I was thankful for my family, my friends, my house, and Al Gore. As I grew up, I began to develop a deeper understanding of what it meant to truly be thankful. In order to fully recognize what we are grateful for, we must first identify what exactly we care about, and then show our gratitude. How can we demonstrate our appreciation? By writing a letter, leaving a tip, sending flowers with an applause, saying a prayer. There are many ways to express your appreciation, and it doesn't matter how we do it, just that we do it. Why then is it so important to be thankful? Not only does our gratitude make others feel good, I think it goes far in making us happy. Until we are grateful for the things and people we have in our lives, we will never be satisfied with what we try endlessly to acquire. As a child, my mother would always make me write thank you notes to everyone who got me something for my birthday or Christmas, and at first I would never really take the time to appreciate what I was doing. I said to myself, they know I like what they got me. I was looking at it as a chore, and I wasn't letting myself enjoy the positive feeling of showing gratitude. Isn't that ironic? I wasn't appreciating my own appreciation. But as I wrote more and more thank you notes throughout my life, it started to feel really good, especially when the recipient lets you know how much they appreciate you. Instead of selfishly moving through the tasks in our lives, we must stop and think about people outside of ourselves. In my opinion, gratitude changes the brain. It makes us happier, and in fact, it allows us to be happy. It makes us better, it makes us kinder, it makes us more positive spirited, and it makes us whole. I read a book over this summer that discussed the different ways that we can live a more wholehearted life. In it, Brene Brown included the importance of being thankful in our everyday lives. I thought that one of the more meaningful things that she said was, what separates privilege from entitlement is gratitude. I know that I have been blessed with so many opportunities that should not be taken for granted, and if I fail to fully appreciate what I have, I will become entitled. By definition, I would believe that I am deserving of privileges and special treatment over others. If we spend too much time thinking about what we wish we had, or what we wish was different, we forget to be thankful for what we have now. Consequently, we may not achieve our full potential in our lives until we realize what we have and do our best with what we have. Often, we forget to even acknowledge those most deserving of our praise. We all have people in our lives that sacrifice so much for us on a daily basis. But do we all take the time to appropriately show our appreciation? When Wes Moore spoke to us a few weeks ago, he said it well when he described his relationship with his mother and the conversation he had with her when he begged her to withdraw him from the military. He said that he rattled off a list of things to his mother that would instantly make his life easier, completely disregarding the stress that would put on her life. Why would he show the least appreciation to those who deserve it most? In this case, his own mother. Without her father, she was the only person thinking of him. It may be because we have become so used to the unconditional love that these people demonstrate, so we take for granted everything they do for us. I know that I'm guilty of this. If you stop and think about it, unconditional love is affection without any limitations, love under any circumstances. The people in our lives who love us under any conditions are the people who love us when we are selfish, angry, and stubborn. Who is more deserving of our gratitude and our great thankfulness than those who are giving us the most who can give another person? And if we can't even thank them with regularity and intention, then how can we call ourselves people who are grateful? If we aren't even thinking these core people in our lives, then we aren't remotely capable of expressing thanks towards the small and ordinary. So the question becomes, why is it that we don't do a better job of thanking the people worthy of being thanked? Doesn't it feel good to be thanked? I know that when someone thanks me for doing something, big or small, I instantly feel better, knowing that I have just positively affected someone else's life and my own. This is a deeper way of looking at it, but isn't that what showing appreciation is all about? Recognizing the positive impact that others have had on you? If this is all true, then why do we withhold our thanks so much? Isn't it better to give than to receive? As a country, we recognize 5 national holidays, and one of them is Thanksgiving. I've obviously given a lot of thought to what it means to be thankful. While Thanksgiving to many of us is all about the food, the football, and the time away from school, shouldn't we reflect more on what this day really means? Does that one day take care of all the gratitude over the entire year? Of course not. I think we need to understand the real meaning of this symbolic day and how we will show thanks, why it's so important, and what impact it will have on our lives and the lives of the people we love the most. So as we sit down for dinner, whether it's the 4th Thursday in November or the 3rd Friday in December, let's be thankful for what we have in those moments, and let the gratitude of Thanksgiving Day exist within us every other day. Thank you.
So it's moments like this luncheon which gather all people who care about this wonderful school, where we can remind ourselves of the importance of not only being grateful, but expressing gratitude to one another. Columbus Academy is really only as strong as all of those of us who support it, and it has benefited tremendously from the strength of your support. Thank you.